And we are live.
Okay.
All right. Who wants to start us this week? Who wants to lead off?
I would off, so I can't.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I have a bit of a sore throat and a cough, so
I see how it is.
I will take it next time, I promise.
No, we're good. I don't mind doing it. All righty. I guess same as always, we'll just go through it, and then whatever we question, we'll come back to at the end.
Yep.
So, number one, I had D as in David, all of the above.
Same.
Okay. Number two, I had C as in Charlie, 35 years.
Yep.
Yes.
Bingo. Okay. Number three, C as in Charlie.
Now that one I was having a hard time with. How did you figure that out?
Well, now I'm going to have to look at my...
Oh, we can just come back to that.
Okay. We'll come back.
Yeah.
All right. Number four, I had C as in Charlie again.
Same.
Yes.
Okay. Five, C as in Charlie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
You had B?
You had, what did you have, Bonnie?
But it was just guessing.
Sorry,
I
I couldn't hear
apologize.
you. Was it
Yeah.
on number 5? What did you have?
I had B.
B. Okay.
We'll come back to that one then. Number six, I had D as in David, 2%.
The same.
I didn't have one on that, but I didn't know how to figure it.
Okay.
That was a hard one.
Yeah, it was kind of tricky. All right. Number seven, D as in David. It's productivity.
Yes.
Okay. Number eight, C as in Charlie.
Yes.
Yes.
Great. Number nine, A as in Apple.
Yeah.
Okay. 10, D as in David.
Yes.
Oh, I had C.
Okay. We'll circle it. Okay. 11, I had C as in Charlie.
I had D.
I had D.
Okay. We'll come back to that one. 12, I had B as in boy.
Same.
I had D.
Okay. So 13, I had C as in Charlie.
Same.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm interested to know how you guys solved that one, though, because that had me really confused.
Yeah, that was a catch. I'll be honest, that was more of a guess on my part. Reading it.
Well, just in looking and the law of diminishing return.
Good point. All right. 14, I had C as in Charlie.
Same.
Okay. 15, I had D as in David.
Yes.
I had
Okay.
What did you have, Bonnie?
B. B as in boy, sorry.
Okay.
That was 15, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Circled. Okay. 16, I had D as in David.
I had the same.
I had B.
You had B?
Yeah.
Come back to that one. 17, I had B as in boy.
I had C.
And I didn't have anything.
Oh, this is going to be quite the quiz.
Yeah, that was weird.
We'll come back to that one. 18, I had B as in boy on that one.
I had the same.
Okay. 19, D as in David.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And 20, I had A as an apple.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go back through them here. So the first one that we had that was different was number 3.
Yeah. I actually didn't have an answer on that one.
Okay. This was this the one that was in the PowerPoint or in the reading?
Oh, I should read the PowerPoint. I haven't gotten to that yet.
I recall reading something like this in the PowerPoint, and it's on a different computer.
Yeah. I think I have
Bonnie,
it. Maybe I could.
what did you have on this one?
Had, sorry. Where were we?
Number
It's
3.
times, but less than 20, so I'd see.
So you
You
had
guys
C
both
as
had
well?
C?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll make a note of that.
Okay. Yeah, I want to say that was in the PowerPoint off the top of my head. But it was really early this morning when I was reading that, so I could be wrong. All right, moving ahead. The next one was number 5. I had C, the 2.5%, but I believe, Bonnie, was it you that had 2? B as in boy?
Yeah, I had C. So
That was in the reading, right?
I think
This
so.
one?
yeah, I used that chart that they gave us with all the different real GDP and percentages.
So on
Right,
the
that's where I pulled it from.
page it says large changes in the United States over the past century have come in measured by real GDP per person has grown by about 2% per year.
So where was that at? Was it below that chart they gave us?
Very first page.
First page. So the United States over the past century, average income as measured by real GDP has grown by about 2%.
Now the question is the United States listed as one of the countries that's grown the fastest?
On our chart, my chart on the book, I saw that according to the growth rate, it was like Brazil and Japan, China, Mexico, Germany, Indonesia.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I think that's where my confusion kind of lay, because the one part it says, the 2% and talks about the U.S., but the other chart talks about countries that grow faster, and the U.S. wasn't listed.
Right. Well, the U.S. was down there, but it was like at 1.8%.
Right. But the faster countries were listed at about 2.5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna stick with that C answer on there. All right. Moving ahead, the next one was number 10. So I had D as in David on that one.
Oh, did you need to go over 6, Bonnie? I thought you had that one.
6, I didn't know how to do that.
Okay,
I didn't have an answer. So how did you figure that?
So I divided, say for Oceania, there was 5.61 billion and the population was 2.2. So I just divided the real GDP by the population for each country. Or sorry, for each year.
Yeah.
So the previous year was the 500 billion divided by 2 million was 250. So I just did the difference where you take 255 minus 250 divided by 250 to find the percent increase.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Sort of. I'll
Okay.
look at it.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find the percent increase. So.
All right. Moving along. The next one was number 10.
Right.
I had D as in David.
I had C.
So let me
Yeah, I
read
got
these. What did you have, Bonnie? D?
D.
Okay.
So you both had D.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how did you find that?
I hate to tell you how I found it, because originally I had questions, but I've taken this class before, and I started practicing on Quizlet, and when I found the answer, I'm like, oh, that's the answer, so I took it.
Hey, that works. Let me see. Country A has twice as many workers as country B. Country A has twice as many. Yeah. Assuming cost for terms of scale. So I mean, it's when I read it, it wasn't higher. It was higher purely because of just numbers of people. Like they had 2 people working, as opposed to like country A would have 2 people working, as opposed to country B would only have 1 person working. So I felt like it was, either one of them was higher.
Because productivity is the amount of output per worker. It's not
Right.
total output, total productivity.
And that's where I was at. Although they have people, their output per person necessarily is not the same, or higher, if you will. So that's where I landed on as far as D.
So yeah, because productivity is just the amount produced by a worker.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have the same amount of output per worker because they have half
Right.
half as much.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's in the long run, though. However, country A is doing much better, just because they have double the workforce. But if you break it, because if you were to take one country A worker against one country B worker, they'd be doing the exact same thing.
Right.
Okay.
That makes sense if you put it that way.
Okay. Awesome. Okay, the next one was number 11. I had C as in Charlie on that one, and I think both of you guys had D on that one, right?
I had D.
Okay. Let's see. Maybe this is one of those weird ones where I just read it real quick and went, "Oh, that sounds good."
Yeah, I think I did that on all.
You had B?
I had C as in Charlie.
Okay.
Let's see, but
Well, A I wasn't quite sure about because I know. Well, they did say there's diminishing returns. So if you do increase capital, productivity will increase, but by less.
yeah.
So that's where I got that from. Human capital per worker.
Capital. I think I had that one originally. I had put a little mark. Oh, maybe it was.
Which is. Yeah, what they say about that? That human capital is things like college and education.
Right. So, that would, if you educate somebody on how to do something better, it will increase your productivity.
Yeah, it's not like even college, it's skills.
Exactly, right. So then if that one's true, and then an increase in natural resources, you give them more resources, so then that means is an increase in human capital. True, which it is. So that means the D would be good.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure A and B are both correct.
Right.
So that's why I went with D. I wasn't quite sure about C.
I mean, C makes sense as well. So I'll change mine to D. All right. Number 12, I had B as in boy.
I had D.
Okay, I had B as in boy.
Let me read this again. Number of workers doubled. Cultural terms.
Okay, did you use that productivity, what was it called?
Okay.
Function, the productivity function for that?
Nope. I just guessed.
That's how you came up with that one, right? With the productivity function?
Yeah, I used that one where it's they gave you two of them. One was just output and one was output per worker, which is pretty much productivity.
Yeah.
But this is productivity. The productivity is output per worker.
Correct. So if the workers in the economy doubled and all other inputs stayed the same, like all the resources that they're getting and all the things that we just talked about a few moments ago.
Okay, then the amount of output would double as well. But I'm wondering, because the other one is y divided by L, and everything is divided by L.
Mm-hmm.
So would that mean it doesn't change? Or would everything fall?
See, that's
I'm confused
I
there.
had thought that everything would fall,
Yeah, same here.
and I'm not too sure.
But it seems like if you're increasing workers, then you
Like
have
you're-
maybe a little more human capital.
But you don't have the same, like none of the other inputs
Oh,
are
right.
increasing.
Nothing else
so you're not
changes.
so you're not getting you have two guys doing one job, but you only have the materials to make one.
Right.
So it wouldn't be yeah. So your productivity is going to go down because you've got, instead of one person doing a job, you've got two people doing it.
Yeah, so like y divided by L, instead of being like, it's going to be a lower percent.
Right. But I wasn't too sure if it would be less than half of itself or more than half of itself.
Yeah.
Because I had, in my mind, I had accounted for, maybe you've got like two people working on the same thing. Well, those two people are going to be a little bit faster working together, but in making one as opposed to one person making one. So that's where I went with B.
I'm pretty good, actually.
So you went with B as well, you said?
No, I had D.
Oh, I meant Carl, sorry.
Yeah, I had B.
Yeah, that one is confusing.
It is tricky. I mean, with a lot of these ones in this chapter, it's kind of forced me to really think about it and break it down to like one guy doing something and now two guys.
Yeah, same here.
Simplify it.
Yeah, I'm a little frustrated though because it's just like this tiny little section in the textbook.
I know. All right, are we
I
good
do
with
not
that
like
one
that
then?
textbook.
It's a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
All right.
I was curious how you guys got the answer to number 13 because
13. Let me see here.
I was kind of everywhere. I know we all agreed, but
Where is the population? 10 of whom work in? There's lower productivity. So I went with the lower productivity because they're working less hours, so they can't be as productive in the same amount of hours, and there's less than half of the workers.
Oh, did you get C?
Yeah, I had C.
I did as well.
Yeah. I went with that. I kind of did tried to find productivity by doing the total output divided by workers.
Mm-hmm.
And I got like 32 for workland and 35 for labor land. I don't know if I did that right, but in GDP I took the total final goods divided by the population to find GDP per person.
Right.
Yeah, that's kind of a total guess on that one though.
Okay.
You can turn it off if you want. Yeah, I mean, like I say, I was kind of halving it and timesing it by 2 and making all sorts of choices left, right, and center.
Yeah.
So that's where I landed on it.
Okay.
I just
So our next was 15.
15 was next, yeah.
Okay.
So I had D as in David.
I had D as well.
okay. So somebody was
Well, I got that from taking the, say like you have your total human capital divided by workers, and then you take some of those really smart people away, so your human capital drops quite a bit,
Right,
or at least educated people.
right. That's
Oh,
exactly
but-
where I came in at.
But since the workers are leaving, that means there's more for everybody else, more capital for everybody else to use.
Yep. The workforce is going down, but you got more resources.
Yeah. Well, you got more resources per person, at least.
Right. Are we good with that one?
yeah.
I'm good with that.
Okay. The next one was number 16. I had D as in David.
I have B.
Okay.
Yeah, I had D.
So let's take a look at the differences. So D or B ends up that the uneducated workers are smaller, and B is that there's uneducated workers is larger.
In 16?
Yes. So that's the two main
Yeah. 'Cause
changes.
undeveloped countries would have less education.
Right, which means is that the uneducated workers would be larger, right? That's what I based that question off of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found the answer, where did I find it? Under education in the textbook, the big bold heading. If I can get there. Yeah, 12-3D. Yeah, it said in the United States, each year of schooling has historically raised a person's wage by an average of about 10%.
Perfect.
Oh, read that. Okay. Okay.
Alrighty. Next one was number 17, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Or are we good? We good on 16? I'm sorry, I just kind of jumped ahead there.
No, that's fine.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Bonnie.
I'm good.
Okay. So 17, I had B as in boy.
Okay, I had C.
And I didn't have anything.
All right, let's take a look at this one. Other things the same. If a country raises its savings rate or saving rate, the growth of real GDP per person. When is the growth of the real GDP per person?
Now we have something in here about saving.
Yeah, let me read this because I'll be honest, I think that
Yeah.
B and C are saying the exact same thing to me. And that's why I went with B. As the economy moves toward, oh, okay. How does,
Yeah, I went with the savings because they said in the short run it doesn't really, it's a trade-off. Short run you get less, but in the long run you get more.
so, and this is maybe what confused me. So B says as it moves towards the long run, but not in the long run. So
Right.
that's basically saying in the short run, but not in the long run.
Yeah.
And the second one saying is in the long run, but not in the short run.
Right.
Okay. So that makes sense to see. That makes complete sense to me now.
I think that was all of them.
Yeah. Okay. Any further questions before I stop the recording here?
Oh, lots of questions, but I'll have to look them up.
All right. Let me quit this real quick.
Thank you.